So 2K25 is here, and in this video I'm going to be going ahead and simulating the 2025 season to see what 2K thinks will happen and who they think will win. Of course, we had some big trades going over through the summer. Paul George going over to the 76ers to team up with Maxey and Embiid. We also had Josh Giddey going over to the Bulls to maybe fill them out a little bit more, although their team is not looking that strong as their best player is still only Zach LaVine. And obviously having Ja Morant back in the league playing for the Grizzlies might help them out in this simulation as well. And then going through all the other teams, of course, we've had overall and stat updates for every single player. Let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree with some of the stats that 2K decided for each team. Of course, DeMar DeRozan going over to the Kings, adding to that depth with Sabonis and Fox. That's going to be a really interesting team to see how they do in this simulation. The Knicks looking strong as well. Of course, with Bronson there, Randall and OG Anunoby. Then we've also got Bronny James. Of course, he's all the way down here at a 69 overall, but we'll see what happens with him. I might make some videos with him. And of course, you got LeBron James's dad on the same team as well. And then finally, of course, you got Klay Thompson there in the Dallas Maverick kit. This is going to be so weird to see when he finally starts playing for them in the NBA games. Of course, teaming up with Kyrie and Doncic. Maybe they're a team to look out for this season with some added star power. Westbrook on the Nuggets as well, although he is definitely getting on in age now at 35 years old, down to a 77 overall. And then the Spurs getting Chris Paul as well. That's going to be interesting to see them, the duo of Wemby and Paul in this game, to see exactly how they could do as a pairing. Of course, Chris Paul's still getting on a little bit. He's still searching for that one NBA championship. Maybe he gets it in this video, but that is pretty much it when it comes to all of these rosters. OKC were one of the strongest teams in 2K24 when it came to these simulations, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can do this time around. And that is pretty much it when it comes to the roster. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate the entire season to see exactly what happens. So no change for the MVP race. Doncic is going to take it 32, 11, and 10. Absolutely nuts. Zachary there getting the rookie of the year with the Hawks. Eamon Thompson getting sixth man of the year. Wemby, of course, getting that defensive player of the year. Anthony Edwards, most improved player, 34, 6, and 4 for him, which is great to see. And then LeBron James getting clutch player of the year. Even at 40 years old, he is still winning awards there. 25, 6, and 7 is absolutely ridiculous. Steve Kerr getting coach of the year. The Warriors going 58 wins throughout the season, only 24 losses, outdoing the Knicks there, who managed 55 wins throughout the season. And the all-NBA first team looking like this with Doncic, Jokic, Anthony Edwards, SGA, and then Trae Young there taking that last spot. Wemby, LeBron, Antetokounmpo, Haliburton, and Anthony Davis there making the second team as well. Jokic was still putting up some really good numbers, but I guess Doncic was just on another level this season with those ridiculous stats. And then even Anthony Edwards had a decent season, putting up 34 points per game. I guess it was just his rebounds and assists that was kind of letting him down for the MVP race. SGA also putting up big numbers, nearly 34 points per game. Trae Young on 30 points per game, which is nuts. Defensively, you got Wemby, of course, leading the charge in the defensive first team. Rudy Gobert in the second team, and Embiid there as well, also in that second team. So you had the Warriors actually getting the best record in the entire league. The Mavericks only had one more loss than them, putting up 57 wins, but that is really interesting. Steph, Buddy Hield, Wiggins, Draymond, Jackson Davis, Kuminga, all of these guys putting in a real shift to actually get them to that #1 seed in the West. Steph putting up 28, 4, and 4. Buddy Hield doing his thing, 14, 3, and 4. And that's a real surprise. I didn't expect the Warriors to do as well as they have done in this simulation. The Dallas Mavericks, of course, I kind of expected them to do well, with, of course, Thompson just adding to the depth of Kyrie and Doncic. But the Golden State Warriors really surprised me in the West over there. In the East, of course, you had the Knicks, then the Celtics, then the Cavs over there taking the third seed. Of course, with Garland, Donovan Mitchell as well, Mobley. They've got a decent all-round squad over there in Cleveland. Boston Celtics, I don't see them really winning the NBA Finals in this simulation, but we'll go ahead and take a look at the playoff tree. Of course, we've got the play-in tournament to go ahead and simulate. It's looking fairly interesting over here. So let's go ahead and just simulate through the play-in tournament to see who we get. And we got the Lakers taking the 8th seed in the Western Conference there. But the real question is, how did Bronny James get on in his first season? He's up to a 71 overall, and it doesn't look like he played a single game for them at all. We'll go through the playoffs to see what happens. I'll try and get through and stop it if we've got any interesting game 7s. We've got the OKC, the Kings, and the Pacers all sweeping their opponents there through the first round. Celtics going through against Chicago in 5 games there. The Golden State Warriors beating the Lakers in 6 games to finish finish off that series. We got a game 7 for the Dallas Mavericks over here, and we've also got a game 7 between the Knicks and the Heat. So my money would definitely be on the Knicks to take this game, but of course on the Heat you've still got Bam and Butler as well as Tyler Hero over there, so that's why it's gone to a game 7. We'll hop on the Simcast to see what happens and see if it's going to be a close match. We got 1 minute 42 left and there's 5 points in it. The Knicks are up by 5 points. They're making that home court advantage count, so let's see what happens over here and what the Heat can do to respond. They still got plenty of time left to go, but it's what they can do to actually get some buckets. They play over to Tyler Hero, trying to drive in a little bit. Is he going to go for a shot? He's holding on to the ball. He's gone for the shot and he's going to miss that one. Unable to get the rebound that time as DiVincenzo picks it up. So the Knicks coming the other way. DiVincenzo pull up for 2 and he's going to knock it down, and that's a big bucket for the New York Knicks. Now we got Tyler Hero trying to come the other way. They really need a bucket to help themselves out. He's getting stopped, but he plays it back out. And we got Butler driving in, tough layup, but he manages to knock it down. So they're still only 5 points down against the Knicks. What can Brunson do here to shore up the victory for the New York Knicks? There's still just over a minute left to go, but Brunson, he's gone around his man and he comes through with the one-handed slam to again give the Knicks a bigger advantage. So I think the Heat really need a 3-pointer here to close the gap, but Tyler Hero off of the spin move and unfortunately just missing that layup off of the right side of the rim. But we got Brunson back up the other end of the court. I don't think the Heat can really foul to send them to the line over here, but Randall, he's on the left-hand side. He's trying to go past Olynyk, and he manages to do so to get the bucket, and I think that's going to be game over for the Heat. So we got the Knicks through over there to face the Indiana Pacers. They were the first seed, so the Miami Heat definitely made them work for that victory. But now we'll swing it over to the Western Conference, where we got the Dallas Mavericks up against the Phoenix Suns over here. So let's see if this one's going to be just as close. And this one's looking even more close between the two teams. Phoenix are up by a single point, and we got Bradley Beal at the line to knock down his free throws. He's just going to knock the first one down over there to give them now a 2-point lead in this game. Let's see if he can knock down the second one. There's still 1 minute 48 left to go, and he misses that free throw. That's a big miss over there for the Suns. But we got Doncic trying to carry his team and get them through. Of course, you got Klay Thompson still on the Mavs. Kyrie Irving, he's going to find Doncic in the post, guarded up by Devin Booker, but he gets the shot off. Unfortunately, though, just missing that one as Plumlee able to get the rebound. So we got Allen coming up the other way. Is he going to go for a shot? Unfortunately, it just goes out of bounds there, and that's a wasted ball for the Phoenix Suns. So let's see what Dallas can do to respond. They need a big bucket. They just need to relax a little bit because there is still time to get back in the lead. We got Doncic trying to go through. He goes up for the layup, and that's an easy shot for him to tie up the game. So 1 minute 20 left to go. Doncic is on 37 points off 47% from the field, which is absolutely nuts. MVP stats making them count in the playoffs. But Kevin Love, he's wide open for 3, but he misses that one. Didn't really give himself time to set for that shot and kind of took it off balance. But we got Klay Thompson getting fouled there by Allen to send him to the line for 2 shots. Let's see whether Thompson can knock them both down. He gets the first one to put him up to 30 points for the game. Is the second one going to be good? It is. So now the Dallas are up by 2 points with just under a minute left to go. We got Devin Booker driving in, trying to get around Luka Doncic. He's gone up for the tough shot, but he misses that one. And Luka Doncic is actually going to be fouled out there. That's a big blow for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, can they hold off without Luka Doncic on their team in the last 50 seconds of the game? Devin Booker needs to knock down both these free throws. He knocks the first one down to put them within 1 point now. And the second one is also good as well. Back to a tie game between these two. Got Kyrie Irving. He's gone for the step back 2-pointer and he's going to sink it over Devin Booker as the Suns call timeout. That's a clutch shot there from Kyrie Irving, stepping up when Doncic is fouled out. So we got the Suns with Devin Booker off to Bradley Beal for a quick 3, and he's going to sink it on the catch and shoot 3 to put them up by a point in this game. Kyrie Irving trying to come the other way now. What's he going to do? Is he going to dish it out to Thompson for a 3, or is he going to go for a 3 himself? He misses that one though, as Plumlee is able to get the rebound. So Devin Booker, he could put the game to bed over here if he knocks down a 3-pointer. He's going to drive in, goes for the tough layup, and he just about misses that one. Grabs his own rebound though. Kevin Love now off to Bradley Beal at the top of the arc, guarded by Klay Thompson. He gets the screen on the right-hand side, off for an open shot, and he sinks it to put them up by 3 points as Dallas call timeout. So let's see what the Mavs can do to respond. They need a 3 to tie up the game. They still got just under 15 seconds to go. They play it out to Thompson for a catch and shoot three, and that's an easy bucket for Thompson over there. It's a guaranteed make pretty much when he gets the ball in that spot, and he's keeping them within contention of going through. So a tied game with 11 seconds to go. The Suns will play it out to Devin Booker. He's going to try and find a shot if he can. Is he going to get a screen from anyone? Bradley Beal sort of peeling off to the left-hand side. We've got Devin Booker against Kyrie Irving. Booker off to the side. Unfortunately misses that one, so we're off into overtime. Now down to the last couple of seconds of overtime. The Mavericks are up by 2 points, but Booker's going to drive through and again tie up the game for the Suns. This game's just going back and forth between the two teams. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 2 or 3 rounds of overtime to close off this game 7. So you got the Mavs playing it over to Kyrie Irving. Is he going to go for a 3 or a 2 over here? Guarded up against Devin Booker. I think he's just going to let the clock run down and try and get the last shot in of the game. He's letting the clock go. They get the screen on the right-hand side. It's a tough shot, and unfortunately that's going to be a missed one as the Suns call timeout now with just under a second left in this game. You got 0.9 seconds for the Suns to get off a shot. If they make this, they're going through to the second round. Devin Booker on a very deep three-pointer. It's going to be another missed shot and into another round of overtime. So after all that, the Mavericks kind of made the second round of overtime look a little bit more easy, winning by 3 points there to put them through to the next round of the playoffs. And that was just the first round completed. We had 2 game 7s, big game 7s in their own right. So now we got Golden State up against OKC. That's going to be an interesting one. Dallas against Kings, the Knicks against the Pacers, and Boston against Philly. You got Philly going through in 5 games against Boston. We got some interesting series around the rest of the playoffs. And we got the Golden State Warriors going through against OKC. Their SGA going 29, 12, and 3 in that last game. Kuminga putting up 30 points. Steph on 25 there to put them through. But we got another game 7 for the Dallas Mavericks over here against the Kings. And of course, the Kings have got DeMar DeRozan this season. So let's see what happens in this game 7 and whether the Mavs can pull through again. Unfortunately, though, they couldn't. It was a little bit too difficult against the Kings. You can see 109 to 106. Doncic putting up 39 points, but it wasn't enough to beat the Kings over there. De'Aaron Fox, Monk, Sabonis, and DeMar DeRozan putting up double digits for them. So now we got Golden State and Sacramento on the West, the Pacers versus Philly on the Eastern Conference. So let's see what happens in these 2 series. We got the Indiana Pacers sweeping the Philadelphia 76ers. Even with Paul George on their team, it's not good enough to beat Halliburton and the Pacers. Although the Pacers kind of ended up being good in 2K24 with these simulations. It's 2-1 at the moment to Golden State, now 3-1 against the Kings. Kings fighting back to take game 5 and game 6 as well to put it to a game 7. So we're into another game 7 between the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. So let's see what happens in this one. We basically got the Warriors running away with that 106 to 93. Steph getting Western Conference Finals MVP, putting up 26, 3, and 4 throughout the series. Then Halliburton on the other side, 27, 6, and 16 over there. But the final is the Warriors versus the Pacers. I didn't really think the Warriors would make it this far this season. Let me know in the comments down below whether this is the final you thought would happen in this video. But let's go ahead and see what happens in this series. The Warriors are taking game 1 and game 2 to put them up 2-0, and game 3 as well. Is this going to be a 4-0 sweep? Let's check the box score for that last game. Halliburton 23, Mathurin on 22, Steph only on 21, and Kuminga on 17, but they're still getting the dub with 5 of their players getting in the double digits over there. So let's see whether they can go ahead and sweep the Pacers. It is going to be a sweep, and the Golden State Warriors are winning another ring. Steph getting his 5th title for the Golden State Warriors, 32.5, 3 and 6 for him in that final series, getting another finals MVP award over there. So I definitely didn't think this would happen. This is what 2K thinks will happen during the 2025 season. I'll be very happy if this actually does happen. But let me know in the comments down below who you've got winning it for this season. And let me know also what other 2K25 videos you would like to see. I recently put the top 5 all-time leading point scorers on one single team to see exactly what they could do in the NBA. If you want to go check out that video, it should be popping up in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'll see you guys in that one. Peace.